Let's talk about it all. I can't wait to discuss every single aspect of this. We're going to get to the media and their reaction to what we're saying. But
so great.
Let's talk about how this happened. Because if you look at the coalition that put Trump over the edge, it was working class men and women. Mm-hmm. It was black men and it was Latinos, especially men, but also women. Mm-hmm. There was not some huge disproportionate female vote that helped her. The women did go more for Kamala than they did for Trump, but it was not the huge disparate number that would have counterbalanced his strength with men. And those people, they were getting polled. It's not like the pollsters didn't understand to reach out to the working class or Latinos. They've been polled. Mm-hmm. So when did this happen? Like, do you think it was a late breaking thing, or do you think we were in a mirage the whole time?
The whole time. I have been banging on about this since I did a documentary in 2001 when I went to Starr County, the most Hispanic county in America.
2021.
21, sorry.
Yeah, 21. You mentioned this on the show one time.
I did. And I've been, what I saw there kind of changed my mind on so much, because I talked to people and these were not shy Trump voters. They were Tejanos, like, Mexican Americans who had been there a couple generations. They were recent immigrants, and they were all in for MAGA. And you look at what happened. I mean, Hillary Clinton won, I think, by 40 points or something. Biden still won, but it was, by about 5, 6, something like that. Donald Trump won Starr County, the most Hispanic county in America. Donald Trump won last night. Mm-hmm. That is shocking. You look at the other details here, and we don't pay attention to where we live. But the elites in New York City. I mean, we're in Connecticut now, but in New York City, look at what happened in New York City last night. The best showing for a Republican since 1988. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
It's incredible.
Look at New Jersey.
And New Jersey's the same. All of the states. We're not talking about just the blue wall states, which are shocking us, just the Sun Belt states, which are shocking us a little less. But we're seeing it everywhere, all across. I mean, New York State is the same. I mean, Matt, we were talking about this on the way in.
Connecticut too.
I mean, the numbers are all going in one direction, which is why we have the popular vote the way it is. That was the thing the polling market got wrong. The popular
just
vote,
FYI, he's winning the popular vote right now by 5 million.
By 5 million. That is no small amount.
That's going to be insane. A huge wake-up call. And I actually invite people who are drowning in their tears today to be somewhat happy that it wasn't close, right? That I was rooting for Harris to win. I didn't vote for. Had no thought about it. Communist.
You're red.
Can't work with this.
But as much as anything, I was rooting for whatever happened to be decisive, so we wouldn't have a bunch of stop the steal nonsense on either direction or Stacey Abrams nonsense. But I wanted anyone to understand their loss, and there needs to be with media. With a whole lot of identity politics in particular, there needs to be an understanding of this loss. The way your theory of the case of America, your theory of why people are voting for Trump, it's over now because it's 51%. Over. You have to deal with that. He was at 46.8 and 46.3 in the previous elections. 51 is absolutely decisive. It means your theory of the case is wrong. You can slice it and dice it and say, oh, the women did this and the Hispanics did this. No, America did this.
Yes. Well, let me tell you something. It doesn't seem to be going well, your theory that people need to accept.
They don't have to.
I give you stop 13. Take a listen. Oh, watch.
We may not have rights tomorrow. I'll be ending
tomorrow? Today?
I just want to face crying. I am just fucking scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends. Like
oh my God.
I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
What?
I can't get it up. I'm moving to get it up.
Oh, the dog.
I am 48 years old, and I have
this is genuinely heartbreaking.
No, experienced anything like this, and never thought I would in this country.
America was
they're playing the music.
For a female black president, and that is what I was worried about.
Moynihan.
Because the country is full of racist misogynists, men and women.
Yes. That's it, sister. I think it's a sister. Unclear.
Misogynist women.
I don't think it's not. They're not accepting loss well.
Wow.
It's not going well.
No, I think America is full of people that have mental health issues.
Yeah.
The beginning was
Put it on
great.
camera.
I love it. The first woman had a Shining t-shirt on. Did you see that? And she's screaming, and I was like, oh my God, it's her favorite movie.
We're the ones who are in danger.
Good Lord.
I might wake up tomorrow a slave.
A slave, by the way.
I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, Kmele, we got to talk about that slave thing. I'm sorry.
Big announcement.
Just so you know, slavery is back.
Oh.
You've got like a couple of months. Yeah.
It doesn't even need to be inaugurated again. It's just today.
Matt Welch of the Daily Wire, not to be confused with Matt Welch of Reason and of the Fifth Column. He sent out a tweet today saying, okay, now that we've won, here's the truth. We are implementing Project 2025.
It starts today.
That will be clipped by about 1,000 people. See, they're doing it. But why? We shouldn't be surprised by this at all. I mean, I have been collecting the best thing. I mentioned this. I did the Free Press live stream last night. And anyone who would listen, I was pointing out that the previous morning, Michael Beschloss, the historian, used to be a credible historian, comes on mornings, I presume it's Morning Joe. That's where all the lunatics go. And he was like, Donald Trump is going to ban historians. Yeah. Did you see that? And I was like, if it starts with you, okay. It's like dictator on day one, just one in Michael Beschloss. Yes. But people are like, no one pushed back on this idea.
Yeah. No, right.
They're like, yes, gravely intoning. Yeah, no, it's going to be very bad. There's going to be no more history. And Joe Scarborough is like, it's going to be like Jeff Bezos. They'll be afraid to publish you. And it's like, guys, there's a fucking internet. Do you guys know about this? You can go post something, put it online. But that response is because of people talking like that.
So my favorite, now this is not a reaction to last night's news, but this guy, you'll know, was on MSNBC. He was talking to Nicole Wallace, and he was predicting that he was going to have to leave the country if Trump won. Look at SOT 12. It is Michael Cohen.
What do you think happens to you if he wins?
Well, I'm out of here. I mean, I'm already working on a foreign passport with a completely different name. I don't know how it's going to work as far as dealing with my wife and my children. I certainly don't want them moving to where I'm looking to go.
So you're out of here. You'd leave the country.
Doesn't love
I
his
have
wife
no
anymore.
choice.
Yeah.
Unbelievable state of being. Michael Cohen.
I'll still be available to you, but by remote.
Right, by encrypted remote.
What a
Wow.
I mean, I'm not going to give
I'm
up my
leaving my
airtime.
wife. I'm leaving my wife, but I'll be available to you.
Working on it.
Yeah.
When you say you're working
Did
on
he just
getting
admit to
a
passport fraud?
passport,
By the way,
Yes.
not your name. You're not working on it. You get it or you don't.
This is the level of freak out, right? This is the level of leftist freak out. Now, one of the most interesting things I saw this morning, though, is, and I loved Morning Joe. I loved watching them try to keep it together. And you know how he gaslit us? And he was like, the best Biden ever. He's
Sharpest of
brilliant.
them. Yeah.
He was one of the worst
He's one of
single
the worst,
actors,
yeah.
as was Kamala Harris. But yes.
And then the switcheroo happened, and he was like, Kamala, she's great. Yes, this is an amazing move. Yes, as if he had never done the other stuff, right? That's kind of what he tried today.
Yep.
Where he was like, I've been telling the Democrat Party that they've been too far over to the left. They're lunatics, and they're going to keep losing. Hello, it was ultimate gaslighting. Hold on, we've got a little bit of it. I think it's SOT 6.
Every Democrat that we have ever sat down with dinner with over the past 5 years who have kids that go to colleges say their kids are afraid to speak in class because they'll be canceled. She'll be destroyed in social media by noon. So they just sit in class quiet. Now, if any of you, which camera? Give me a camera to look at. Boom! I'll look at that one. If any of you out there say, oh, that's just like a conservative, white, Southern guy, da-da-da, that's what you're losing. That's what you're losing. Because that's what I heard. And I didn't hear it from Republicans. I didn't hear it from Trumpers. I heard it from Democrats over the past 3 or 4 years. Their kids were afraid to talk in class.
No, the Democrats have got to stop all this spending.
As we've said on the show 1,000 times, Democrats should be smarter on the women's athletics thing. 85% of Americans oppose men transitioning after puberty and competing against
Welcome to
women.
the team,
But
Joe.
immigration has been a terrible decision for Democrats. I don't know who they think they were playing to
Fox News.
when they let millions of people come cruising through the border.
Listen, we spent a lot of time talking about abortion rights. America decided not to blame Donald Trump.
Right.
America decided, okay, I can vote to protect abortion rights and also vote for him, and we're not going to have these immigrants marauding us, and we're not going to have our kids turning trans when they go to school.
So I'm not sure they were playing to anything that was smart here in terms of an open border, and that's what it is, an open border. And I think it's a bad decision. I hope they learn from it.
Amazing.
Can I point something out? I hadn't seen that first clip with Joe Scarborough, and I started having heart palpitations, and I'm very hungover, so it's very dangerous.
Yeah. We'll get you some hair of the dog.
Oh my God, I feel terrible. But I have to say, when he's saying, I have been hearing this, you have a fucking TV show.
Right.
Why are you not telling us?
Well, why were you
Everybody
saying
on
this?
these panels knows what went wrong, and they didn't tell us when they had a fucking TV show.
Exactly right.
Why are you telling us now? You're like, everyone's discovered. She's like, the trans thing is like, you could have talked about it. Megyn Kelly has a whole show about it.
I know.
God,
If only I had a way of getting my message
Good
out.
Lord, what is
So
wrong with these
frustrated.
people?
It's amazing for them to look us in the face and be like, we tried to warn you.
Yes.
What?
We always knew. We just didn't want to tell you.
All you said was Hitler.
Yes. That's when you know, by the way, it's not news. And I mean very seriously about this, is that you know that it's partisan. You know that, MSNBC's on this side, Fox is on the other. But you cannot pretend to be news when you're only talking about issues that will get a candidate elected.
Yeah.
And only saying the day after, well, we've been hearing this the whole time.
I know.
But we were trying to get somebody elected. You are a television station that is working in service of a candidate. Fine, just label it that way.
We had lots of conversations about it at our dinner table. But that's quite helpful. Yeah. See how that worked out for you.
What's very strange, though, is that Joe does seem to be trying to have it both ways. Like, he's blaming Democrats for the loss, but he is also talking openly about the fact that he insists there are racist, misogynist Latino men, and they are the reason why they didn't manage to win this election. I'm not sure how it can be both things.
Can we look at that? We've got, I don't know if it's just him. We have a lot. We have a lot. I got you covered, you guys. I mean, soon we're going to have to replay Joy cometh in the morning, but for now we will do the racist, misogynistic montage. Let's watch.
Let's be honest about this, okay? Let's be absolutely blunt about it. There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country. And anybody who thinks that did not in any way impact on the outcome of this race is wrong.
There was a lot of gender bias in this. There was a lot of race bias in this. And we've got to be honest, among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
Would you like me to say it? I think you want to say it. Well, if she were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas, do you think she would be losing by that much? If she could like chew tobacco and carry a shotgun and talk about football and be a guy's guy, I mean, you tell me.
You mean be a different candidate?
Zero evidence to support any of those assertions. Yeah. All they're looking at are the demographics. And what the demographics do seem to suggest is that a lot of people decided they don't like Kamala Harris. People who are entirely comfortable voting for Barack Obama. Many people who are probably comfortable voting for a Hillary Clinton. People who just don't like Kamala Harris.
Who would have run to vote for Michelle Obama.
Yeah, she underperformed everywhere.
Let's be honest. The world is not getting any simpler. Whether it's a natural disaster, a supply chain issue, or just a nasty virus, things happen that we simply cannot control. But what we can control is how prepared we are. We have seen time and time again that preparation is key. It's about being proactive, not reactive. That's where the JACE case comes in. The JACE case is an emergency kit with prescription antibiotics that cover a huge range of common infections. The JACE case takes the guesswork and the panic out of these challenging situations. You'll have the right medication and you'll have it when you need it. In times of uncertainty, you don't want to be dependent on outside systems. With the JACE case, you have a practical, reliable solution right at your fingertips. And this is about taking control in a world that sometimes feels out of control. So don't wait until it's too late. Get prepared right now. Go to JACE.com and enter MK at checkout. That's promo code MK at JASE.com to get the right meds the moment you need them. This is about smart preparation for you and your family's peace of mind. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.